life update. I just feel like hopping in the studio and talking about what's going on. Everything's honestly pretty darn good. Really can't complain. I feel like the past like year and a half, 2 years has honestly been pretty awesome, been pretty transformational. Um, the past few weeks, I think myself and Elle have gotten really just clear on that there's levels to this game. Like we're focused, we're successful, we're happy, we're doing well, but we know there's something like more we can be doing, right? And it's become clear that the reason for us kind of being where we're at and not necessarily being yet where we want to be isn't necessarily always like I keep on saying necessarily, but necessarily. It isn't always like what people say of, oh, it just takes time. It just takes time. Well, because no, like there's a lot you can do in a short period of time. And what really matters, what we've realized is our emotional readiness. And we've realized that for a lot of things, we haven't felt emotionally ready to, let's say, be multimillionaires, to be serving a lot more people, like have a larger audience on social media platforms. We haven't gone to the next level yet because, and I think this is the same for everyone, we've been afraid of success. And what I mean by that is like everyone's kind of comfortable with the level of success, whether they are, living in their mom's basement or even like a multimillionaire. There's something, I use money a lot because I think it's a good metric of what people are ready to hold in their life. But this can be towards health, this could be towards anything. But what I've noticed is we get comfortable in a certain type of zone. And the reason why we're in that zone is because we believe the next level of health, of impact, of income, of relationship fulfillment, like depth just in life, we feel as if that next step is going to feel more painful than the current step. It's going to be less comfortable than the current step. Like, if everyone believed that, oh, yeah, being a billionaire is actually fantastically easy, and that life of a billionaire, your life will be more simple and enjoyable and more comfortable than it is when you're only making, let's say, 30,000 a month or whatever it may be. Number one, immediately people will tell you, no, no, that's not the case because when you're a billionaire, you have to worry about this and then that and this and that. These are all limiting beliefs that are our mind putting obstacles in place, stopping us from reaching that goal. It's like our nervous system, our body isn't actually ready to hold the amount of energy it would take to have the assets of $1 billion or to be the healthiest person alive or to, for some people, it's simply just have a healthy relationship, whatever that may be with someone they care about. Like they put the goal so far on a pedestal that it's out of reach. And they also feel as if having that thing is going to lead to more pain, more discomfort, more all those other things than what there actually is. But there is no such thing as like a path being harder than the other. It's just our chosen association of it. So rich people see not having money being very hard. Like it'd be difficult to be broke, especially in America or especially in other places in the country or the world. But people who don't have money look at those that do more money, more problems. Like that's the most famous, one of the most famous songs ever. They believe that the levels that they're currently not at are more difficult than where they are at. And I'm like playing with this concept for the first time as I'm saying this. It's not like grounded, but this feels deeply true to me because the more I'm just tapping into metaphysics, the more I'm tapping into how reality works and how we shift. It's not necessarily all one sequential timeline that we're all living on. And it takes this much to be healthy. It takes this much to be wealthy. It takes this much to have relationships. No, it's like flipping the channels on a TV instead. And so basically, if you're not enjoying your current channel, you don't like your current situation, all you have to do is change the channel. It doesn't take an immense amount of effort to live a completely different life. It just takes small incremental shifts in your awareness and in your actions to flip that TV channel, to live a completely different life. And so I realized, like I'm saying before, someone who's poor will believe a billionaire has all the problems. And someone who is a billionaire will think the poor people have all the problems. And we go to the place that feels like the little nest of comfort for us. And I've realized I'm saying this because I'll use even a better example for health, right? I feel my life would be significantly harder if I was 400 pounds, 600 pounds, 1,000 pounds, like some people. I also have a limiting belief that for me to be healthier than I am now, let's say I'm like, I would put it on a scale, let's say I'm like at a 7 or 8 out of 10 right now currently for health, right? Let's say 8. I feel like a 10 out of 10, I'd have to do all these other things. And I have these limiting beliefs that's stopping me from actually being healthier. But all it really takes is actually probably less effort, less ordering food off DoorDash and having less desserts and less pizza and more chicken and more this and more that. And also, if money isn't the issue and it's only just health, you can have someone cook you high quality meals that are macro and micronutrient, perfectly, put together, and you set your intention and you're fully present with the food and you only drink water and all these other sodas and other things. And then you can kind of be 10 out of 10 health. You can go on the walks, you can do some stretching, do all these other things. Those things aren't difficult. They're not hard. Many would say that being overweight's much harder. Many would say that even that middle ground is harder. But we have these limiting beliefs that being more healthy is more difficult than where I'm at now, and being less healthy is more difficult than where I'm at now. So I just stay right here. But that's just not true. Like tomorrow, if I chose to live in a world where DoorDash, pizza, dessert, all those other things didn't exist, which is possible because we all live in a world where we don't allow things to exist inside of our ecosystem. We don't know that to be true, but that is the case. If I want to live in a world tomorrow where being a 10 out of 10 health is the default, I could. And it can actually lead to a healthier, more abundant life that's more simple and more easy and more comfortable than where I'm currently at. But we put all these beliefs of limiting beliefs about what we think it would take to become that next level that stops us from doing so and keep us in place. And so I say this because what I now understand is we're only capable of holding a certain amount of energy, right? And the energy can oftentimes be seen as money, can be seen as happiness, love. And I'm giving you an example of someone who can't stay in a good relationship. They find a way to ruin it. If their dream person that treats them well and does everything right for them comes in life, they're going to find a way to ruin it, right? If you give someone who has never made more than $30,000 their entire life, if they win the lottery and get $500 million, as we see time and time again, they spend it all, right? So people don't have the capacity to hold more money, happiness, or love than what they currently have. That's why they're at where they're at. And so we know in our being, in our subconscious mind, in our bodies, that we don't yet have the capacity to hold the amount of what we perceive to be responsibility or resources or energy that comes with being the healthiest, most loving, caring, master of relationships, billionaire, right? That's like an immense amount of energy. So what we have done is get really comfortable with the amount of energy we have now, whether it's how much you make, your current whatever. And I'm saying all these like very material metrics, but it comes down to whatever you're looking for in life, right? And I feel like I'm catching on to something to where I can train the body to be able to hold more energy that will manifest in many external ways, including, like I said, love, the happiness, which are kind of the same thing, and money and fame, whatever it is, while also creating my mind in a place that sets aside everything that doesn't align with the worldview, that becoming healthier, wealthier, more popular, deeper connections, whatever it may be, are all things that'll make my life easier. I can set aside everything that doesn't align with that. I don't know if y'all just heard, I just burped pretty loudly in the microphone, had some great Mexican food for for lunch. Maybe that's why I'm not healthy or whatever, maybe. Anyways, it's become very clear. It's like an equation. It's like a formula that we cap ourselves at a level of success that we believe we're worth, because subconsciously in our body, we know how much energy we can hold. And for someone to put themselves in a situation where they may attract more energy when their vessel can't hold it, they will learn to sabotage it. And so I'm learning as I'm going that I must expand my vessel. I must expand what I can hold in my being so that I can become what I know I'm necessary, what I know I'm meant to become. I may not necessarily need to become that person. I'm still happy enough, fulfilled enough. I'm going to get by. I'll be fine for the rest of my life. But you know there's an extra level. And so I'm starting to really understand. I just want to share this with y'all, even though it doesn't make that much sense. I'm starting to understand that we are conscious or subconsciously, unconsciously, in our subconscious mind, capping our level of success based upon what we believe we are worth. And I'm figuring out the game. I'm figuring out what it takes to unlock that. And this is something that I feel as if society's been looking for. It's like the secret sauce. And that if we can create ways, I'm saying this because this is the one thing I really want to really understand in my life and fully embody in my life. If I can create a way where my vessel, my body, can hold as much energy as humanly possible, and I get my mind in order, where all I see in my reality is abundance in every aspect, that's when I've shifted the TV channel to a new reality where I am a 10 out of 10 in all aspects I've ever wanted. Because I don't believe, I really believe that, okay, how can I say this? I'm getting excited, as you can tell. Don't believe, really believe, all those other things. Nothing is necessarily difficult. It's just different. It just requires a different environment that we're used to. If we wanted to make being healthy the default as a society, we could. And our individualized, we could. If you wanted to have happy thoughts, positive outcomes, abundance in all ways in our life, there is an avenue where that is possible. And I believe, I kind of know, I know in my being that it is just as simple as changing the TV channel. Because everyone we know is living in a different reality. When you go to Thanksgiving, when you see your old friends, when you go to just walking into the supermarket, everyone you can feel in their presence is just living different. If you're a happy person, it is very obvious who else is happy. Also very obvious who isn't around you. And you realize, wait, we're living in the same place. We're having the very similar lives. All those other things. But what's making the difference? It's what their mind is focused on and what their body can hold. So I've just been really excited about this topic recently. And I think this is going to dramatically transform my own personal life. And as I document it, I believe really help other people, if that's what their highest intention is, if that's what they're really after and doing in this lifetime. So yeah, I'm just really excited about that. So that's been a big focus of ours, really just priming ourselves to expand the level of light we can hold, energy we can hold, and getting our minds right. And that will open up everything, new reality for us. And I'm really excited for that. I'm really getting down to business and really serious about doing the things necessary to really expand that and do that properly. So, yeah, that's what's on my awareness recently. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but I feel like I'm onto something. And I really, really want to see this through. So, yeah, that's about it. Besides that, starting to post more content, so short form, other things. Go check it out. Link in bio, probably in this video. Yeah, we doing this. We out here. We're having a good time while doing it. So appreciate y'all coming along. Peace.